This is breaking news from Local 3 News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover. Cindy is off tonight. We begin with that breaking news. 2 people have survived a plane crash along Shallowford Road tonight. They're reported to only have minor injuries. The call was received just before 6 o'clock this evening. Traffic was halted for hours. Amazingly, the plane missed all vehicles on the roadway. It crashed. It came to a halt only half a mile from the airport. The Aviation Data Service FlightAware recorded this single-engine Cessna Skyhawk was in the air for only 11 minutes. Xavier Harris was at the scene early on, spoke with a driver who saw that plane go down. Xavier, what did you learn?
Hey, good afternoon, Greg. So I spoke with that driver, and she says she was completely in shock by what she saw. Now, I want you to see just how close this plane was to the roadway. If you take a look behind me here, a portion of the road is closed right now. But if you look at the plane back there, you can see it is completely dismantled. It appears that it went down nose first. But if you just look and see how close that is to the roadways, and this happened right around rush hour traffic. Several cars were on the road. As you can see now, the cars are still passing through tonight, and it's several hours after. Now, that driver that I spoke with, she says she never seen anything like this, and when she did see it, she was at a loss for words.
If we had been like maybe a minute or two early leaving the house, we could have been right there.
Charlene Miller says she and her daughter were yards away when the single-engine plane crashed.
And it was just like a silent crash, and you just got to see the trees up ahead being like.
According to the Chattanooga Fire Department, the plane's engine went out and the crash happened less than a mile from the airport. Miller says she never seen a plane fall out of the sky, and as she was watching it go down, 9/11 came to mind.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of when that second airplane hit the Twin Towers, how you could see both the wings like this, and then after that it crashed.
First responders say when they got to the scene, one of the passengers was out of the plane and the other passenger had to be extracted. But Miller says other drivers had already jumped in to help.
A lot of people, I can say about maybe 15 people got out at the same time trying to help, trying to make sure he was all right.
I hope they are okay. This airplane just crashed.
Miller says she took out her phone to record the plane, and shortly after, she says she began to pray for both passengers and that they would be okay.
Yes. Right after the video ended, I could tell that the crash looked really, really bad, and I was praying, hoping and praying that he makes it through, even though it doesn't look like it would be, but still praying that he makes it through.
Those prayers were answered. First responders say both the pilot and the passenger were taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Now, shortly after the crash, Shallowford Road between Airport Road and Cromwell Road closed, and they will be closed. A portion of it will be closed until noon tomorrow. Now, we do know the FAA and the NTSB has taken over this investigation to investigate the circumstances as to why this plane crashed. And once we get that information, we will relay it to you. Tonight, we're live in Hamilton County. I'm Xavier Harris, Local 3 News.
Thank you. Again, that plane was in the air for 11 minutes before it crashed there on Shallowford Road. Aviation data site FlightAware recorded it took off at 5:41 this evening and crashed at 5:52. The plane's a Cessna Skyhawk, a single-engine prop with tail number N951JA. The FAA says it was manufactured in 2007. Reached an altitude of about 3,000 feet and flew about 17 miles. In this photo, you can see the path the plane took. According to the Chattanooga Fire Department, crashed about half a mile from the airport. We will continue to follow this developing story. We'll keep you up to date on the conditions